Omaha just had a huge windstorm, and I was worried all night long about the kids and Raya, and Brianna and the baby. But they are out of power. The winds must have been incredibly strong. And I just hope everything's okay there. I know they're still out of power. It was a windstorm that came through a front. Not tornadoes, but it was almost like tornado winds. But we have gotten rid of the lumber teepee that we had going, which was there, and we've put this over here. I'm going to mount that, I think, to that pallet for now. And we're just trying to get everything organized. We built some shelving in here to store this lumber so it doesn't get all ruined and warped and everything else. So you can kind of see that helps us get a little bit organized. We've got our PVC up there. We've got our 2x4s here, our 2x6s and 8s there, and some smaller lumber on the bottom down there. We've got some of the scrap there, some of the bird stuff there, and our ramps. How's it going today, John?
Going pretty well. It's a little hot outside, and we still need to start a little fire.
Got some things to burn, some things to throw away. I wish we wouldn't have left that in the U-Haul while we were gone for those 4 months. It probably could have been used, but there's some holes in the sides. We are going to clean up around here, and then once we get everything put away, I think the plan is we bought some weed killer, and we are going to go around and make sure nothing grows up too much while we're gone. So the biggest chore of the day is getting this mess rolled up, cleaned up, and put in here. We've got a little spot back in the way back there that will fit that perfect. So other than that, we are hot and it's very humid. When I say hot, it's only like 83 degrees, but the humidity makes it feel like it's 93. So anyway, that's the scoop. We're going to keep on working, then we're going to go take a dip in the lake, Fontana Lake, and we'll see about fishing. I'm getting pretty discouraged, aren't you, Johnny?
Nope, not one bit.
Oh no, he wants me to spend more money on new lures.
Yep.
We've got some already fabricated lumber from when we took a building down. I wanted to put that up so the rain would cover us in this opening as we go in our front door or the door here. So I'm going to install that a little bit later to get it up off the ground, and we're going to use some sheet metal and some sheathing that's underneath here to make it so that we can walk in and out without so much rain. We're making progress. Got this all cleaned up. Still got a ways to go. John's doing the hard part. I should be over there helping him, but he just doesn't want help.
We'll help with you now.
I'll help him for a minute.
That's very scuffed, but...
Got it?
Well, it looks...
He's done all these himself so far while I've been doing some other things, which I'm impressed because it is a very pokey job. You get cut up, and for some reason he doesn't have his stuff on, but that's okay.
Yep.
Seems to be not as bloody as I would be, I think.
Well, more careful.
Now, yeah, put those in there, John Blow.
Yep.
Some more stuff. Got that burning. Got this all cleaned up. Should probably cut those off so somebody doesn't trip on them. Got to put the transmission fluid away so we can take it back and have it recycled. Not sure what we're going to do right here, but I've got those T-posts up to keep people from backing into our well casing there. It looks like at some point somebody hit it but didn't break it, which is nice. So we are going to break probably and go get lunch or at least something to drink. And I'm still wondering if Omaha has their power back on. So I'll call Raya now and find out. John came through in his clutch position of getting all of the wire cleaned up, rolled up, put away. I barely even helped him. I don't know where he came up with that energy, but that helps a lot. Good job, John.
My finglers aren't busted up as bad as they were.
Woo! He's going to be hurting for certain. So this is what we're going to take to the dump. I don't think anything's worth keeping. John's got some stuff loaded. We need to unload the water buckets here and the fishing stuff so we can really actually get a good load in. We'll tackle this in a little while. We're going to go get a drink and some lunch, I think. All right, well, we're back. We went and swam at the lake, got a bite to eat, talked with Clinton down at the lower part of the mountain about coming up and doing some road work for us. He's got a dozer and a excavator, so we are going to check in here with John. We have found some problems with the way the battery's been set up, and we are just now putting a new connector on it.
So here's a new connector. This was the old one. It really was banged up, and it broke off.
Yeah, and I think there was a screw jammed onto it, and it did tighten it, and it worked for a while, but it stopped working. So we're kind of rerouting some wires down here so that we had a little bit more room, and trying to keep it out of the pulleys so we don't have something get cut off. So we're gonna see this. This may change a few things for our transmission. I know it's not going to get our reverse back, but it may shift a little bit better in drive first and second. So we're going to tighten these down real good, and we're going to probably go fishing in this tonight so we can test and see if it's any better. So we're getting a lot of miscellaneous stuff done while we're here. It's kind of a guy's week or trip, or 2-week trip, I guess, but we still don't have power in Omaha, and it has just been a crazy storm. I understand that, but it may be days, maybe a week before we get the power back on at home. So I'm concerned we may end up leaving early to try and get back and help them. I know they've got it under control. My mom and dad are there, and got a generator running. So they've got everything that I can really take off my mind, except for the air conditioning. It's getting to be a little bit warm for no air conditioning there, because I know it's headed back into the 90s maybe tomorrow, which is scary to me. I couldn't do it, even though I'm out here roughing it. That's not fun. So hopefully Raya has good news here in the next night, or maybe in the morning. I really thought it'd be restored by now, but we had a really nice day, second day in a row, and we got a lot done. Got our generators, which should be in Omaha, helping my family out, and they, out of all times, it's the only trip I think I've ever taken by myself and a kid. But we've got this really set up decent now. Alright, it's the last day at the laundromat. Hopefully we don't have to come back, right, John Boy?
Yeah.
Just finishing up the laundry.
So for the last couple of hours, we've been slowly organizing and loading everything up on the trailer. See Dad over there. But we still have a lot left to go, but we're slowly getting there. We knew this was going to take a long time, and there's still a lot to do, like taking down the lights, grabbing all the wood from inside the U-Haul we just put in.
Now, we're getting ready to head back to Omaha. We're excited to get back, and unfortunately this morning we got up about 6:30 or 7 driving around getting some breakfast, getting ready for the day, and I noticed my temperature gauge was starting to act up and indicate that it was a little bit hotter than normal, my engine. So I started looking around and noticed we had a leak, and unfortunately got into a project that was a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, but we cannot take a 16-hour road trip, part of which will be in the middle of the night, with a coolant problem. So my water pump went out, and that's what was causing the leak underneath my truck and the problem with the temperature gauge indicating it was hot. So we are going around and cleaning this off. We've had quite a father-son trip, and this is a good way, I guess, to finish it off. Hopefully this will finish off some of the repairs that we've been doing. So thankfully, I think it was God that showed us that we had a problem before we got out on the road. So we are going to clean these surfaces up, put the new pump in, and all the seals and gaskets, and get everything put back just right, and hope and pray that we get back safely. So
we probably spent what, like 4 or 5 hours doing this?
Yeah, right now we're probably up to 4, but there's a lot of tools that we didn't have that we needed to this was an extensive job. I read online it was up to 8 to 12 hours for some people to accomplish this, because you've got to take off so many parts, the harmonic balancer, your fan and your shroud and everything else, but it is coming along. And we broke a few tools and replaced those with bigger and better ones. So I think we're equipped to finish the job now, and get back home to see that new baby.
Yep. Just to show how much, and we didn't just struggle with one part. We had to take out this whole fan right here. So we got the fan out. We got whatever that is. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know the names. Then we got up here, and, we have tools just laying everywhere. Dad's been underneath a lot, doing a lot of other stuff. I've been up here. So you can we basically tore out a good chunk of this. That's where everything was hanging. But yeah, it was a hard thing to do. And I think the hardest part to me was, let me show you real quick. So we went to the store to go buy these. It probably cost about $50. The actual what do you call it? Ratchet socket. So the actual socket and 2 other ones. We have the other one on, but I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was how to take the case off underneath there. And basically what that tool was is kind of a way to stop something in there from moving, so we can take off the harmonic pull. I think that's what it's called. And I tried putting it up there. I had no clue, and I dropped the thing and it fell in there. So I spent like 20 minutes digging my fingers in there to get it out. But yeah, it's hard. If you mess up on something that small, it's costs a lot of time. But we're almost done. We got the easy part out the way. The hardest part, Dad, would probably be putting it all back together.
I hope not. We've got a exciting but sad day here. We're getting ready to head back to Omaha. We have done everything we can here. We've had a good time. And Brianna just had her baby. So we are looking forward to getting out and on the road to see her. And we are just packing things up, as you probably can see. This is always the not so fun part of a trip. We've got the Jeep on there loaded. We've got a lot of stuff we've got to pack. There's our Christmas tree that we used in the cabin down the hill here. A lot to still load. We're going to leave the U-Haul here again.
Well, today's the last day at the mountain cabin. Whatever, not even a cabin, just our place. We packed up and loaded everything we had in the chicken coop, the U-Haul. We loaded it all in this truck. We probably spent at least a day doing it in total. But we're finally ready to leave, and we're thinking about leaving in about an hour. It's pretty fun staying here. Everyone's missing us back home, so we're gonna go.
It's a sad ending to a fun trip. We have spent a couple weeks here, just John and I, doing some father-son bonding and fishing and camping, but I know I'm ready to go back. So I'm missing my family, my new grandbaby, and I really can't wait to get back into the air conditioning as well. It's been beautiful. It rained quite a bit, but overall it's been a great experience. There's a good chance we have sold our mountain project. We'll know in 30 days, but just made sense. If it doesn't sell, we're going to keep it, I guess, and we'll figure that out later. But anyway, we had a great time, and yeah, it's sad to see it go, but at the same time, it's 16 hours away, and we had other plans for it. And buying the other house in Omaha is a long ways away, and I don't think we're going to get out of that anytime soon. So we've got everything cleaned up. John, let's go ahead and grab this stuff here and get it back, put it back maybe so it looks good when she comes. Grab that board there, right there. I'll put the sawhorse. These are the sawhorses John and I built in one of our previous videos. So it's kind of sad to leave them here, but there's always a chance we'll be back. You never know what's going to happen. Got everything clean and organized for her. And the other one of the sawhorses is back here in the chicken coop, tiny house, whatever. And we're all cleaned out back here. We're going to leave these T-posts up because I think she was going to use the new buyer if she falls through for a chicken coop. So she'll have some of the infrastructure here. So everything's cleaned out, and we are ready to head back to Omaha. We miss our family and are excited to get back to see them, aren't we?
Yeah, the only thing I'm sad about is the Ingles honey bun deal.
Yeah, well, the whole thing with the honey buns is almost a whole video in itself. John's hooked on honey buns.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And they're 2 for $3 at Ingles, and he thinks he's basically robbing them.
No.
Robbing the store because it's such a good deal. But
They're so yummy.
they are good, and they're very fattening. So both of us, I think, even after roughing it all this time, need to go on a diet when we get back home. The rig is ready. We've got the new water pump on. John's going to organize this area a little bit when he gets down there. We are going to protect our speaker the kids got for me. And say adios to our mountain. It's sad. I'd go back up, but I had to walk up from the very bottom of the mountain as I dropped the Jeep off, and John can't drive yet, so I just got back from there. I look horrible. I'm pretty smelly. Good thing cameras don't allow you to smell. But so anyway, we are off on our way back down. And on our way. We'll keep in touch with Daisy and MJ. They're good people. Patrick's house. Didn't really get to know Patrick, but seemed like a nice guy. The deer just crossed right in here and went this way. Man, I tell you, with the cover in here in the summer, the deer in Turkey are thick. Which I would think we could see them better in the winter, but evidently they find refuge in this in the summer, and when the foliage is on the trees and ground, This has been a trip. I can't believe how many deer we've seen. This house is being auctioned off this next month, I believe. I think they did one other auction on it. They didn't get the reserve bid. So I have a feeling somebody's going to get that at a good deal. Clinton's chickens out of the way here. There we go. Hopefully nobody's taken our Jeep down here. We've got it sitting here waiting. I have a feeling with the truck having to brake the whole trailer and Jeep, it would have slid right down the hill into the trees. So I just wanted to be safe. In my younger days, I probably would have risked that and had a story to tell, but I'm over those days. Alright, there's a Jeep waiting for us. We're going to pull out here and park it and load it because this is not a very traveled road, but we do need a stretch of it to load our Jeep. Alright, we've got everything loaded up, including John. Got the Jeep. Everything seems to be good. And again, we look like the Beverly Hillbillies coming down the road, but I think we're going to be fine. Ready to go, John?
Yep. Got to stop by the nearest Singles and grab a honey bun.
Alright, let's go. Let's go get some numbers. Mom gave us the numbers we had bought, and now we can't find it, so let's not say anything to her. It's over $6.